So hello everybody, welcome back. I hope that you like this video and I hope that you find it helpful somehow. And I'm going to be talking to you about something that it should have been taught in schools. And it should have been taught, for especially adults right now. If you are, a teen or an adult, you probably really want to understand this process of energy that we have, because we are immunological beings, and therefore we need to understand what kind of experience are we having. And so nobody tells you this, but there is a strong correlation between your experience and how you can manage that energy. And this is going to be talking to you about that. Now, grab your coffee, and if you wanted to share one with me, links for that down below. Now, you have to be extremely aware that, generally speaking, we have three types of experiences, as in three categories. These categories will be where your energy is focused, okay? Your energy can be focused on your body and the environment. It can be focused on your heart, and it can be focused on your mind. This is extremely important to understand. Wherever your energy goes, through your attention, so whatever you are paying attention to, it will grow and it will explode with all of the energy of your being. And so sometimes you will disconnect from your body and your mind because you're only feeling. Sometimes you will disconnect from the entire world and you will be in your own private universe kind of thing. And that will be when you're in your head. And sometimes you are just going to be totally submerged into the environment, and the environment will control you. And at this point, you will probably go crazy. And so this is very, very, very important to understand, because there are three, it's sort of like having three levels. And the first one is the most common one. And it is kind of obvious because it is called emotion. And that is why we are emological beings, because you cannot experience life as it is if you do not have a vehicle for it and if you do not have an environment for it. So this is your first, experience. The sensation of your energy coming down into your body. You might feel, pain, other people, and you will feel cold in a lot of things that are happening in your surroundings. Your surroundings will impact you the biggest, because they are going to make the foundations from which you will get the connection towards your heart, which is the feelings. Then you will get perceptions, as in your mind, as in your understanding and the connections between your feelings and the environment. And so let me explain this one. You are a piece of energy, you get into the baby's body, and then at this point you might, cry and do a lot of things because you are experiencing all kinds of things at once. Those are emotions. But then, your mom grabs you, or, someone grabs you, and they hold you. And at this point, your heart will be connected to other people's hearts. And this will create a bigger impact in terms of your energy, because your energy is not focusing on what are you experiencing all over the place, because your body, your things, and your breathing and everything is not overloaded. But this one is completely focused. And this is also why, if you're a baby and you need to increase your immune system and everything else, you need skin-to-skin contact with other people. because when you're having a skin-to-skin contact, you will create feelings. And then I will explain to you later what is the difference between an emotion and a feeling. And a feeling, will grow, and it will help you focus all of the things that are happening around you. Think of, I don't know if you have seen the movie Superman, but in the movie Superman, Clark Kent discovers that he is overloaded, one way or another one. He wakes up and then he realizes that, oh my God, I can smell, scream, sense, I have all of my senses and I am completely overloaded on whatever, but all of a sudden, his mom comes and his mom says, Clark, just breathe, focus only on my voice and things like this. And so kind of like that, when you're a baby, you are overloaded. But then you get focus, as in feeling, as in you focus on one or two or three people around you, and now you can focus your energy. And then you will slow down and you can focus on just letting the body grow. And at this point, this is going to be so huge that your body will actually start doing a lot of other things, and you will get rid of a lot of other experiences because your body will not be so overloaded. And then you will get a perception, meaning you start opening your eyes and then you realize, hey, this person that I was connecting to has this type of body. This person has this type of attitude. This person has this type of things. And if I want to be like them, then I want to understand what is going on. And so you will be developing social patterns. And you will be developing, with all those social patterns, you will develop a perception of your world. This perception of your world is sort of like, okay, this is my house, and in here everybody smokes. So in your head, in your mind, the normal standard is everybody smokes. And this is why, it's so important when you are a kid to make sure that the first 3 months of your life are set in a way in which it will show how the world is to the kids. If they see that all the adults are, fighting and all of these things, they will think later that this is the normal. This is a social norm. And it will be difficult to get rid of this pattern. It's not impossible, but it is very difficult. And so that is your perception. That is not the normal standard for the entire planet. It's just the perception that you have, and it is because you don't realize that you are a baby and you are severely limited to your house. It's kind of like when you go in, even right now, if you were a teen and you visit another teen's house, you will realize that in your house, for example, it might be normal that people drink cereal with warm milk. Sorry, I got interrupted. And so, you are severely limited, but you don't know it. And when you are visiting another teen's house, you might realize that you eat cereal, but, the milk has to be cold, not warm. And you're like, that's not normal. Yeah, for you, that's not normal. But for other people, it might be the other way. The same happens when you travel. This is also why, people, especially men, they will try to expand their perceptions, and they do this through traveling. Women, on the other hand, will try to expand their horizons through connections that are social. But the men will try to expand their horizons by their perceptions. And your perception goes when you are involved into a lot of environments, different environments. And men are so excited about it. They get like an adrenaline thing for it. Women, not so much. Now, what are the implications for this and slavery? So your energy needs to go into one direction, right? I mean, it's not like your energy is going to go all over, right? And even if it goes all over, even then you will have a pattern, right? And so at this point, you gotta understand that if you let your emotions, meaning your reactions, which will be immediately, when you get, in an environment, when you get something drop, it will create like a bomb. And so you will get reactions that are immediate. They are like chemical reactions. These are chemistry within your body, meaning they will affect your hormones and things like this. These are not electrical reactions. These are, by the way, you are electrical and magnetical energy. And so these are chemical kind of reactions. And then they will be fast. If you allow your energy to be focused on that, then whoever gets to drop the bomb on you or whoever gets to do anything to you will be in control of you. Why? Because you are that energy. So if somebody says, I want you to be mad, and then I will do something so that you can be mad, then they are controlling you because your energy is going through the process of being mad. The energy is not going through the emotion of feeling or the perception. It is just going through the body right now to the environment, and it is just moving all over the place. But it is moving through a normal or basic emotion. Basic as in reptilian, as in, you drop a bomb and then everything explodes, spirit. And so at this point, if you are experiencing an emotion, you need to be able to breathe and realize you have an emotion. You don't have a feeling. And you are not experiencing a perception. You are experiencing an emotion. And emotions are temporary. Quite temporary. And that means that it will go away. You can be mad for 10 seconds. 10 seconds later, you are no longer mad. You can hold a grudge, but that is going to be a feeling. It's not going to be an emotion. An emotion is temporary and it will be your reaction. And so it is a temporary thing. Now, if it is a bomb, then of course it can destroy a lot of things in you. And women will be affected by this more frequently, and not only more frequently, but in a bigger scale than men when they are experiencing an emotion. The reason being that emotions are strongly connected to the feelings and the perceptions. They are exactly in the middle. And they have the both types of energies, as in the brain energy and the heart energy. And guess what? Women, have that kind of energy way more in their brains than men do. And so this is going to affect women most. This is why women go crazy, more frequently than men. It's like we get depressed, we get, anxious, we get emotional, we cry, we scream, we don't know where to go or what to do because there is a lot of information in the environment. In the environment, you have over 40 things that are happening. But in your head, it's only happening two or three. And so men will focus more on their perception and they will not focus so much on the environment, and therefore they can concentrate their energy, which is why they don't go as crazy as women, but they do become kind of like idiots because they have to go up and down, and their energy is kind of low for a lot of things. And I have mentioned this before. You being an idiot has nothing to do with you being smart. It's not an insult. It's not anything like that. An idiot means you're having a bad day. If you're having a bad day, meaning your energy is very low, even if you're smart and even if you know how to drive, you will probably have an accident. Even if you know how to cook, you will probably burn the food that day. Even if you know how to do this, yeah, you will screw that up. The reason being, you are being an idiot because you are low on energy. So when men, women will focus on 40 things at once because they are related directly towards the environment and the support and the nurturing and all of these things. They are connected to that. But that makes you crazy because the environment is not always stable. And not only that, but environments have energy that goes from the left to the right and things like this, and they conflict with each other. And so women are connected to that, and that's why we have lots of problems that men do not have. And also our energy is way heavier than men because of that. Now, men on the other hand are more focused, and so they are focusing on one thing. But if they're focusing on one thing, they are not, they don't care what is happening to anything else. And so it's kind of like, I'm saving that, but anything else is just, yeah. And then, yeah. Well, no, seriously, why would you can't save just one thing. You gotta save the whole system thing. And so women and men will take a look at everything differently. The reason why is because we are supposed to be complemented to each other, And at this point, you gotta understand that if you let the emotions run wild on you, meaning their environment, you being too much into connection with the environment all over the place, you are going to be a slave, because you will not be in control of the two things that are important, which are the feelings and the perception. You just lost it, and therefore you will be consumed through the environment, and you will be like, it's like try to concentrate in one drop in the ocean. You are no longer the drop, you are the ocean. And so you are not you, kind of like that. And whoever controls the emotion around you is your owner. And so you gotta understand that is totally normal. It will happen because most of the times the environment have a bigger impact on us than we want to admit. And so you gotta breathe and take back your energy. And at this point, you will understand that you have feelings, which are relations, as opposed to reactions. Reactions are time, they are time temporary. But feelings are not temporary. Feelings are grown over time. And not only they are grown over time, but they are relations. And so because they are relations, you can love somebody, but you can still be mad at them. You can hate somebody, but you can still feel proud of them. You can, it's the whole thing. Because somebody does something and you have a reaction to that. But at the same time, what they have shown you over time, it is what you will get through your heart. And so it will be your feeling. Therefore, what happens when you go the other way? Meaning the energy, instead of going that way, it goes the other way. Then it is power. Meaning, you create a relation on purpose. For example, with your kids, you create a relationship with them. Therefore, when they grow up, whatever emotions they have will not overthrow that feeling, because this one has been grown over time and it is huge. But an emotion is just not huge. And so when you want somebody, and this is especially true to men, you really, really need to understand that you have to create a relationship with people or with yourself so that they can respect you and you can earn power. See, the problem about this one is that the energy, instead of going, normal, it will go the other way. And that means that it's sort of like sorry, I got interrupted. It's sort of like, let's say that the environment always says something like, okay, you are a woman and therefore you have to respect all men and things like this. This is a perception. This is not a feeling, and this is not an emotion. The thing is that perceptions can change over time, and when they do, they will break through everything else. And I do mean everything else. And so, if the woman goes, why do I have to respect men just because, they have a penis or whatever? And, they are thinking that, then their energy will go directly towards the feeling, which is the female energy. And so now, now in the world, we are seeing that all of this is coming into place with the relationship with slavery and power. Women are getting out of the slavery process, meaning they are changing the environment. Because remember, females are meant to change and adapt the environment through nurturing kind of energy. And so if the environment is too strong, too whatever, females are the ones that are going to have to handle that battle. Men cannot handle that battle. They just can't. Why? Well, because they can't fight 40 things at once. Women are the only one who can. In the other hand, the ones that are perception, meaning social ruling, social etiquette, social this, social that, so, the ones that are about money, hierarchy, rules, boundaries, and all of that, women not so much are good at it. In fact, we are probably stuck at that one. Because we, it's like you're trying to put a fish to swim in the middle of a tree. Just not happening. And so you gotta focus on power, which means that if it has to do with relations and environment and all of these things, they will be mostly meant to be done by females. And if it is going to be meant to do with boundaries, ruling, settings, and all of these things, it will be mostly male, the ones that are going to excel at this thing. Now, can you have both men or female doing both? Yes, but you will have issues because it's sort of like you being an engineer and doing farming work, or you being a farmer trying to build. You can do it, yes, but if you're a farmer, then you should probably focus on doing the farm and things like that. And so at this point, men will have to earn their place to impose the proper boundaries and the proper things. Because if you don't have the strength to set yourself, kind of like put your foot down in the environment, then women cannot support you. Because women are handling 40 things, they cannot handle your part. And at this point, let's say that you, the guy, always provided the money for your family and things like this, but you have a teen, and this teen doesn't respect you and he doesn't like you. And your teen goes, yeah, dad, you're not my dad or whatever, and I'm going to do whatever I want and things like this. It's not just that he's rebellious. It's just that he doesn't have a relationship with you over time. And why? Well, because you only gave money and things like this to the kid. You didn't spend time with the kid, and you didn't let the kid see you as who you are. And therefore, if there is no relationship, then you will probably have a rebellious situation. Men, we are seeing that everyone around them is feeling rebellious, and they are challenging their authority, and they are going after them, and they are being attacked all over. And for all I know, they are even feeling the hatred of all kinds of women and all things. And it is because men have not created enough power through a proper relationship with people. See, you cannot say to a woman, if it was 100 years ago and you say to a woman, I'm your man, you have to respect me, that would have been okay, because the woman did not connect to the environment entirely, and also she believed that this was true. But no longer that is the case, because now women are focusing on fixing a lot of the things that they just left for granted. And now men have to focus on doing the same thing, and we are not doing it. We are just not doing it. And so we are failing, both parties. women are not nurturing and we are going crazy, and men are, not leading and not understanding timing, and they are not setting boundaries. If men do not set boundaries, women will not know what to do. That's why men have to lead. It's not that women cannot lead, it's just that we have too much on our plate. The reason being, we are dealing with feelings and emotions, and we're dealing with relations, and we're dealing with the environment. On the other hand, men are supposed to be dealing with perceptions and relations. And it's insane. And that is why, even quotes for a lot of philosophers says directly that no relationship means, it's kind of like, try to think about a general that is trying to lead troops into a battle. But this general is not known by anybody. Nobody knows who the hell he is. It's just like, yeah, he was appointed, but yeah, he's just another politician or something. So his troops do not care for him. His troops do not respect him. His troops do not, they're like, yeah, I'm obligated to be here, so I don't want to be here. And if, I'm not going to die for him or anything like this. And that is what is happening right now. Because you need to create the environment for respect. All men need to do that. They need to create relationships that are appropriate with their kin, as in their own families, and with their communities. If there was a general that he was known for, for being selfless, for being courageous, for winning battles, for all of these things, then he will have the respect from every other man. And not only that, but he will have the respect from the people surrounding them. And so all the women around them will bow to them, and they will provide whatever the men need. Because we want to surrender to that. Because it's such a strong energy that it's kind of like what you were meant to do. You're meant to be like, I'm putting my foot down, this is a boundary, this, and this, and that. That's what the man is doing. And I'm protecting this. Set up here. And then the woman will go, okay, here's flowers, here's a boundary, okay, that's it. Kind of like that. And so power needs to be done through the energy. And it cannot be done by money or anything else, because it will be empty. It will be the same thing that I just told you. You're a general, fine, but you don't have the support from people, and you don't have anything. Because all you have is a position. You don't have anything else. So if you need real power and true power, then you need to understand where the energy is. And in order for you to understand that, then you gotta understand what you're experiencing. Is it a feeling? Is it an emotion? Or is it your perception? And if you're going to impose your perception into other people's perception, you gotta understand that you are doing something like a male. And my territory is this one, and I don't care about anything else. Particular, boundary, territory, those things. That's why men are predatory, and predatory kind of energy. And they do that. And then you need to understand what you're experiencing. If it is a perception, you are in your head. And if you're in your head, you gotta understand how to get out of your head, and sometimes to understand how to connect it to the real world, which is why we are having so much trouble. Men are not because women have been so crazy, and women have been so aggressive, and women have been, generally speaking, so much like going all over the place. For a man, the bridge between perception and reality as in men and women, is broken. If you want to put it back together, then you gotta understand what are you experiencing per se. You, the individual. If it is a perception, it's in your head, and therefore it might not be the reality. If it is a feeling, it might be to a point, a connection with the environment, but it does not mean that it cannot be changed, and it does not mean that it is just what, just that. It means a lot of things. And if it is an emotion, breathe, because understand that it will pass. It will pass way faster. So don't roll with your emotions unless you understand that rolling with that will take away your attention, your focus. And with that, you will take away your energy, which means you are giving away your life. So if you're going to do this, try to do that to yourself, not everybody else. This is going to be easier for men than it is for women. But at the same time, it is a teamwork. And so breathe and try to get it together, because this will take practice. Every time that you get an experience, breathe, determine, are you a feeling, emotion, perception? Where are you? And from that point, you can make better decisions for you and for everybody else.